All right, here we are again. I just made a short video how to part out a Lego set and decided I was going to put a little more effort into it. So that was my intro you just watched. Um, anyway, so you saw the Imperial TIE Fighter polybag we're going to do. For this example, I thought to keep it really small because when you get a lot of parts it can be overwhelming. So it's easier to part out small sets, definitely. In that regard too. And it's better to have a high quantity of sets. Like I only have 2 of those, but this is just for this example. Normally I'd probably do at least 5, most likely 10 or more at the same time. It helps fill the drawers that you have, and it's just, basically the major part of the work is the beginning, is what I'm going to show you here. So here we have the poly bags. I think I paid $2.50 for one and $2 for the other, so I ended up paying $4.50 for them. They actually, the prices right now, $3.38 is the cheapest American. There's 8 of them. Someone has them for $3.39. The part out value, you'll see here in a minute, might be better just to sell them because they're actual. Let me go back. The average price for sale for a new bag is like $5.17 on here on BrickLink lately. So let's go ahead and part it out. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to go through it real quick because basically what I need to do right now is see, do I already have these parts for sale? And when it has this red, you already have the same part in your inventory, that means I have it already in my inventory. So what I need to do is go to the next page to verify items, and I'm not going to hit submit or anything. This is where it's going to tell me where to find these parts in the My Remarks. So what I need to do, and I wrote down all these drawers already, 383, all these different drawer numbers. I think there's 9 of them. And I have to go pull them out of the wall and set them up to add more parts to it. One thing I want to show you, if you don't want to keep adding different parts, say you just want to leave that first drawer alone. So let's do, I already have this in one drawer, but I'm going to put it in 588 as well. Then I hit verify again. And what that's going to show me is my first drawer number, which is 383, and your second drawer number now. So, it's saying I have 7 of them. This part out's going to add 2. So that means I have 5 and 383. I'm trying to maximize my space, so I'm not going to do things like that if I don't have to. If the drawers get too full, I'm going to put them in a bigger drawer. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and get the drawer set up. Alright, so here I have the drawers set up. These are the ones I pulled out of the wall with the numbers that I had already in there. And so, and one of these, actually 2 of the parts go into, but the rest just have one element from the bag that I'm going to keep adding in there. And so you can see the way I do it. I mean, I even have a series, is that 18? Clown. Some of his parts there in this drawer with regular pieces. It doesn't matter because when somebody buys like the hat, it'll say go to drawer 370 and I can grab the hat like nothing. So I have the 2 bags, and I'm gonna do one bag right now. This is where I was saying you have a lot, because the second bag's gonna take like no time and it'll be done. But if you have like 10 of them, you just do the first bag and then you once, and then you enter everything into the computer, and then you just go and do the last 9 at that point. So you have no more work after you do the first, really, other than putting the parts where they go. So, all right, let's put them in. All right, so we're back at this main screen, the BrickLink inventory of this set. It'll tell you the parts if you just want to look at that. But if you're on BrickLink, you know all this stuff already. But we're going to go to part out to my inventory. And so here's where it says it's new. You do your prices. The current items for sale average is higher than the last 6 months sale averages. So I usually do that. And then I usually have 20 to 40% off at times whenever. I usually have more percent off when I have time to actually pack things, because it can be time consuming. So usually on the weekends I'll have a higher sale on that. So here's also I want to do edit my default sell item options. This is where you can put what it looks like every time, so you don't got to keep changing things every time. New remarks is an important one. Concatenate, I had to look up how to pronounce that. Here you go.
Concatenate or concatenate.
And we'll get rid of that. And that is how it brings your previous comments with the new ones. So if you never want the previous ones to be there, you can just uncheck that. Because sometimes I'll switch, when you switch drawers, it's helpful because if you have that on, then you type in the second drawer number, but you've taken it out of the first drawer, then it has both drawer numbers, but there really isn't one in the first drawer. So just something to think about when you're doing it. This, you do the default prices if you'd rather have it last 6 months sale average or by quantity. Usually the quantity is less and people sell more. Sometimes it's more. And so this is just, so you can just mess around with that, how whatever works for you. So when I go to actually part it out, I uncheck this. And actually, I'm sorry, I leave that there because this way I don't have to re-enter those other drawer numbers that I pulled out. Because the same parts are there. I'm not going to be, in this thing, I'm not going to have to switch any numbers. So, and make sure it says new remarks are going to be there. So we hit submit for edit. So I'm going to go ahead and just enter these real quick. And then these, again, these wedges, when you see them, just make sure you put the right one. And it's good to have them next to each other in different drawers. So if you do mess it up, you can just say, oh, it's in the next drawer over. You can kind of, usually it happens from the same sets. They usually have one of each, different sides. So this is one I don't need to put in there. I put it in there, wasn't paying attention. It already has it. It's going to carry over my previous remark. So I don't need to put it in there, just the new ones. I think there's 11 new ones that I have to put it in for. See, that's why smaller sets are good examples. Don't try to do this type of video with a huge set because it just gets confusing. And here we go, almost done, 582. And this one is 583. And this one is 584. And with instructions, it's your preference. I delete them. I put them in a box and I sell them. Once I get 5 to 10 pounds, I'll sell them just in a big, huge lot on eBay. I don't want to deal with all the storing 10, 20 of the same instructions that rarely ever sell for 10 cents. Or in this case, it's 24 cents, but I can see these are a little more expensive because you could just find these parts easily for cheap prices and build this. I mean, look at this. Disc radar is 80 cents just for that one. You can probably find it for 25 cents at some stores. But this is just the average sale. So what I do now is I just make sure that every part has a number in my remarks. I just quickly glance through it. They all have it. And I know we're good to go. And one thing I forgot to do is put a quantity of 2. I have 2 sets, but that's okay. In this case, I can just upload it, and I'm going to go back and re-upload another one. So in a case where normally you'd want to put you had 2 sets, but I didn't do that. But I'm going to go ahead and go back and do that now. So just going back to the set, there's always a way to fix things, usually without going crazy. So part out, I know every single one of these pieces in this set is in my store now because I just put it in there. They all should have this on there. So they all say that. I'm deleting this again. Verify. And this will tell you how much the value is, $4.93. So, you know, I paid what? So we'll just round up to 5. So $10 in parts with these, and then I paid $4.50 for them. So with my sales, I'll probably end up getting about $7. I paid $4. Again, it's not the best part out value, but just for an example here. So now I'm uploading it one more time, and now everything is for sale. All right, now that we have both of those sets parted out and entered into BrickLink that they're for sale, this is just like my featured page, so I can tell right away that these 2 wedges, this, are all part of that. Now it's showing up as parts by newest, so those are in there. And I know there was 2 of these, one in each set, 80 cents each. I haven't put them on sale yet. I'll do that in a little bit here. And so from here, you might have two questions. How do I know what drawer they're in when they sell? Or what if I want to just grab a piece for myself? How do I find it? So let's go, first of all, if it sells. So I'm going to go to my order page, and we're looking at pistachio burns. Look, they had a 0. They've never made, this could have been their first order on here. I'm not sure. Either way, they bought 4 different items, 270 total parts on 4 different items. So they cleared me out on these 4. So right here is the drawer number. It shows up on this page. So so that's what I did. I went to 182, dumped the whole drawer in a bag. Went to 294, dumped the whole drawer, dumped the whole drawer. Simple as that. That probably took me about 2 minutes to get them all in bags, and then I had to print them, weigh them. It was like a 6-ounce order, something like that. One other thing about this page, at the bottom, I'm not going to scroll down right here because it gives their address and everything. But if you, I created this screenshot. This is what the bottom of this page looks like. If you can hide the temporary check boxes, which are these boxes here. So as you pick through them, you can just mark them off as you pick them out. Also on this, I don't use anything else other than hide a quantity left in my inventory. So what that is, right here, it has an X here. If there was 10 left, it'd say 10 here instead of an X. So this is great when you have a large amount of items in the same drawer. You can sometimes say they bought 90 and I had 10 left. I would just count out 10 and dump the rest that's in that bin into the bag and keep 10 in there because I know there should be 10 left. You can go ahead and count them if you want. I'm going to trust that my parting out was successful in each case. I didn't drop anything. Sometimes you remember that if you drop something you can't find it, you just edit your inventory at that time when you're doing it. So here's for that. And then also we're going to go to the My Inventory page, and let's just do an example here of an antenna. So say you're looking for a light bluish gray antenna. Now the thing is, you have to find out how to find it in your inventory. So it's in 358, right? So this is your unique lot ID. So if you're in your store looking up parts, so I'm going to do, watch this, I'm just going to do an antenna 1x4 in my store. If I can get there, visit store. I'm just going to put this, antenna 1x4. Okay, here's the light bluish gray that I want. I'm going to click on this, and where's my unique lot ID? Well, this is how I normally do it anyway. I just go to the main page, and if you go to the price guide, you choose the color you're looking for, because each color is a different element in your inventory. So I'm going to look through here. You got to be logged in. Current items for sale. I know I have new ones. It should be a yellow box somewhere in this line. There it is. That's my items in the store for sale. 12 of them for 4 cents each. I click on that box, and from here it'll tell me the drawer, and I can edit it. I can say I'm on 8 of them now. I'm taking 4 out of there, submit, and it will change it. I'll just do it and go grab 4. But now I can just put it back to 12, and then it's just as simple as that. Once you can find your part in your inventory, you can change the remarks, change anything here. You can change it to used from there. You can change the percent off and all that stuff. So let me go to inventory here. This is how I do sales. I just click on this checkbox, and then down here it's collecting everything. Put items on. Right now I'm at 33% off. I'll jump it up to 35%. Submit. So now everything in the store is 35% off. You can just choose just specific items that you want to move. Say I want to sell these Belleville things for 50% off, and still they might not sell, but I have a nice umbrella for sale. Look at that. You can make a nice umbrella for probably just over $1. So anyway, so I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, definitely let me know, or any other videos you want to know on BrickLink about any information you might have on this process or anything else, I'll try to answer. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it here.
doing it all wrong.